Okay, welcome to the second installment of Genosha Party Mode. The limited time mode in China's come back. This time, the rule is anytime you play an on reveal, it takes on a random ongoing. So I'm not going to build a deck yet. Let's just hop in and see what the game is like. Here you can see they've got the leaderboard. It's taking a while to load. You can see there's some prizes here. There's some colorful titles. Those are pretty cool. I doubt that I'll play enough to get one of those, but I was able to get one last time. But let's just hop into a game and just see what the mode is like. After we do this, I'll try to build a specialized deck for it, if I can. I don't have a ton of cards, so it's going to be tricky. But let's just see what it's like. It says they take on a random ongoing, so I guess when you play it on reveal, it becomes an ongoing. So let's play Iceman, see what happens. Okay, so now he's got Strong Guy's ability. We'll play Angela mid, and we'll snap. Now, the opponent probably has a deck that's kind of built for the mode more. They've got a Luke Cage on board now. I'm feeling pretty good. I can play everything into this middle lane here. A couple more ongoings. Get the Cable to be an ongoing, and Nightcrawler is not ideal. I think I probably wouldn't play a card like Nightcrawler or Angela in this mode, but we're just testing it out. Ooh, they have Rogue. Rogue would be a great card. I don't own Rogue. I think that's probably should be in every deck, because it's an on-reveal that also kills one of their ongoings. Although, does it keep the ongoing it steals, or does it just replace the ongoing? Ooh, Shadow King. Oh, Professor X is rough there. Alright, it's not looking good, but I'm going to play out the game regardless, because I'm just trying to figure out how the mode works. So we'll play a Sentinel and an Agent 13. Now, their Professor X doesn't work like ours. I can't move anything in and out of it, so the Vision isn't going to bail me out here. Ooh, we get an Onslaught over there. Now, if we could get something like a Kazar or a Blue Marvel over there, we could still win mid. That's probably our only win. They get a Omega Red there. Patriot, that's not going to help. Jubilee is a cool card for this mode. That should probably be in every deck. And then Odin, how does Odin work here? Does it get 2? Oh, Wong's... I don't know about Wong in this mode. Ooh, Typhoid Mary's not a great one. Oh yeah, so the Jubilee does get 2 abilities. And then they all just disappear. They had some pretty good hits on that. But they all get turned into symbiotes. Now I could Shang that. Let's put the Vision down. I want to make sure I can't move this mid, but I don't think I can. Spider Ham's also a pretty good card that I do not own. Another Omega Red. Omega Red's interesting. And Absorbing Man. Hit my pig again. Onslaught. I wonder if it would be worth it to just hard play Onslaught in this mode. Yeah, so they got armor off of that, so there's really nothing I can do to win. I can't move this Vision mid. I'm not going to have enough points if I move it out. So I could just try to play a couple on reveals to the right and hope I get something like an Iron Man or something. So I also... There's maybe a way I could win mid if I hit the right stuff. Like if I hit like a Blue Marvel or a Kazar or something. And I think I have to keep the vision over on that side though, or else I'm not gonna have enough points. And then I can put Pig over to the left. But the problem is then I'm wasting this onslaught. I think I'm just trying to see what the mode is like, so I don't care if I lose. My only win condition, I think, is to get a Blue Marvel or a Kazar on the left. And I may as well play him to the left because Onslaught's there. So we'll just see. Take the Hail Mary. And then after this, we'll go build a deck to try to specifically take advantage of this mode. Sarah, that's not going to do it? It takes a while to load between these ongoings. I think it's probably a bit of a technical lift. I wouldn't be surprised if this mode crashes occasionally. Let's see what we can get the Sentinel to turn into. Blue Marvel? Devil Dinosaur, nope. Yeah, not gonna happen. Oh, and they've got Spectrum is a good idea for this mode. I think I'll definitely probably try to include Spectrum. And they get their Omega Red bonus. Alright, so that's how it works. They all turn into an ongoing. Also, they get an ongoing. Odin seems to give them a second one. So let's build. Let's see what cards I have here. I think I need some cheap on reveals, which I don't have. Some of the ones I'd like. Hawkeye, I could probably throw in there. Agent 13 might be good. Squirrel Girl's interesting. But I guess it takes up board space. Let's see what else we got here. Let's definitely start with Spectrum. I think that's a good card to put in. And then I think... on reveals. So I think just having as many on reveals as possible. Hobgoblin would be pretty funny. Give them... maybe they get a Typhoid Mary out of it or something. First, let's just look through and see what else there is here. So I can do all the kind of Odin shenanigans with all of the different, low series on reveals. Leech, Jubilee, I think, is definite, and then Jubilee along with Odin, I think, is good. What else could work here? White Tiger. Let's grab the Shang-Chi. That'll get an ongoing anytime you use it. Gambit's an idea. Wolfsbane. Ironheart we'll definitely put in. Storm is interesting. At 3/2 with an ongoing is pretty decent value. Gambit I could use a couple of times. Iceman. Not Quinjet, I didn't mean to click that one. Let's switch it over to the Max Grek Hawkeye. I think that's coming out in the Western version this week or something. Cable, I think, is pretty good. Psylocke could work for something. I'm really kind of limited in card choice. I don't have Rogue. There's quite a few that I don't have. I wonder, I guess you could put Cosmo. Let's just go ahead and do Storm. That works well with Jubilee and White Tiger. And then let's throw in the Jessica Jones. Play some old classic Jessica Jones. Storm. Cannonball would be great. Doom is nice to pull. Ultron's interesting. Leader's really interesting. But I think I want lower cost so that I can just get a bunch of ongoings out onto the board. So this looks okay. We can tweak it. Let's hop into a game and see what happens. Alright, we get a game against Arrow. It could be a bot. There's actually a ton of bots in every mode I've played in this version so far. Icebox on my Jessica Jones. That's not good if I draw Storm. Alright, let's throw out the Iceman, see what we get. Well, Professor X. I think Professor X is probably a big part of this mode. Random Professor X's. I could probably snap if I wanted to. I don't know. There's, you know, a lot of ways to lose with the randomness like this, and they have to play their Medusa over on the left. Alright, let's throw down the Jubilee and snap. Hopefully we get something like Odin here. Ooh, they've got Jessica Jones also. Similar thought. Into an Onslaught. Spectrum. Not ideal right now. Lizard's not ideal either. Ravona's pretty good though. Alright, let's just throw down the White Tiger and then we could Odin that later. And Odin will make this, will proc the Spectrum a second time, which is always good. Plus, it gives them all a second on reveal. The Guardians are interesting in this mode. They have power. I don't know how good they are. Typhoid, it seems like a battle of like Typhoid Mary versus Professor X a lot of the time here. Those are probably the best early hit and the worst hit. Alright, let's see what Ironheart and Wolfsbane can get me. Looking for like an Iron Man, maybe. Khazar, not very useful at the moment. And Omega Red. I kind of like Omega Red as an effect, if I can play hard for that side. Omega Red seems one of the better hits. There's some good hits and some bad hits. Lizard, Typhoid Mary. Omega Red's one of the better hits. Patriot, I think, is not very good. Alright, and yeah, we'll just Odin over here. And I think that should win regardless of if I win the Omega Red bonus on the left, because I'm going to get a second ongoing on each of these cards over here on the right. Jubilee gets Ant-Man. That's really good. Spectrum goes off. Ravona's not very useful. Lizard. Doesn't matter, they didn't play another card. Claw, not very helpful. And they've just got a Spectrum. With a Typhoid Mary. So I got pretty lucky on my hits there. While the opponent got pretty unlucky. Alright, so I've decided to swap in Gambit. I feel like Gambit with Odin could do some damage. So we'll see how that goes. And we get Gambit in our opening hand. Iceman's a good first card to draw every time. I wouldn't mind something like Spider Ham or I don't know what other low costs would be, but I don't own that. Armor, not our best hit, especially given that we have Gambit and Shang-Chi in our deck. They're just playing straight Ant-Man. That's interesting. That's an interesting idea. I thought about mixing in ongoings with the on-reveals, but I kind of felt like it was best just to go for as many on-reveals as you can. Not least because it's just kind of fun. Medusa's a pretty good idea. Our Iceman's going to save himself over there. Not much good to play here. I guess Gambit and hopefully we hit this Medusa. And hopefully we don't lose our Spectrum. Colossus. We'll probably just hit the Colossus now. Nope, we get lucky. We hit the Medusa with the thing that we got Ice-Manned. Omega Red. Like I said, I kind of like Omega Red as one of the random effects to get. I could try to throw priority on Shang. I'm going to snap because I have a lot of good options here. Dazzler can get bigger mid. And wherever this... Ooh, Onslaught is tricky. Wherever I put this Omega Red, if I move it or not, it's going to give me some bonus power. Random Echo is kind of scary. Nothing's Shangable mid yet. Hopefully they play something Shangable this turn. Now I can play the White Tiger here because I can move stuff in and out of this lane if I need to. So at least I get the extra single bonus point. Plus the Hawkeye bonus. Dino, but they got Echo. Echo would be a good card to just hard run in this mode. I'm actually surprised they didn't ban that. They've banned Super Skrull and Kang. If I had Echo, I would definitely put it in my decks here. They got it randomly off the Shanna, though. Okay, so if I play something mid, it's going to get hit by the Echo. And I want the Omega Red lane to be the strongest lane. So I could move everything over to the left and then Shang mid. There's a chance they're going to be pretty strong over to the left, so it'd be nice if I could put everything over on the right. I don't really want to move stuff to the left that badly. I'm not confident I'll be ahead with the Omega Red if I do that. Plus I want this Dazzler to get a bonus. So let's see. I think maybe I just abandon left. Because they have priority, I can Shang whatever they play mid if they decide to play mid. They don't even play mid. My Shang is going to get hit by the Echo, but I think I should be fine because I'll get this Omega Red buff. Nightcrawler doesn't do much. It's interesting the idea of just running things like Squirrel Girl, Khazar, Blue Marble, just run a Zoo deck. But I don't know, I think you're better off playing more on reveals. Patriot doesn't do anything because the Echo. Okay, I've made one more swap. I swapped in Enchantress. I think Enchantress makes a lot of sense. The Jessica Jones, it's cool with Storm, but I don't know if it's good enough. And I think Enchantress should just be in every deck. I think if you just have like Rogue, Enchantress, and Echo, just throw them into every deck in this format. I'm going to hold the Hawkeye because I didn't have anything to follow it up with for sure. Now we can play and then we can storm over on that side, probably. Or not. Professor X comes in though. Ooh, Nexus over there with a single point. So I get a bonus point everywhere. Now if I storm now, I don't want to storm mid because I can always Shang-Chi mid if I need to. So let's storm over here. Shanna again. Hopefully they don't just get Echo again. Cerebro is interesting. Cerebro's kind of a middling hit in this mode. Of course they get Warpath. Let's see what my Storm gets. Ideally, I would find ways to add power over to that Nexus lane. So I could Enchantress mid, or I could Jubilee left. And we can always Enchantress mid later. Let's just see what we get over here on the left. I don't think we're going to win the left, but maybe we'll get a positive effect. White Tiger is perfect because it adds a bunch of power mid. Kyera is kind of interesting. I guess it makes Odin unkillable. So I could Shang now, but if I Shang now, that gives them just more space to play cards. Let's just try to add some power over to that Hawkeye if we can. That's what would be ideal. And we could play Wolfsbane next turn. We could play Shang or Enchantress or Odin. We could play just about anything next turn. If I Shang now, it helps them, I think. So let's play the Ironheart. And they all go left. I wanted more power to the right. But I guess I'm actually close enough over there on the left now. Oh yeah, that worked out well. They got armor, so I can't Shang anymore. But Spectrum adds power over to the Hawkeye, which adds power everywhere. Plus the Spectrum is going to double. Blue Marvel. Yeah, I think I win with the double on the Spectrum still, regardless. Oh, and except that I got Lizard. Ooh, I still win over on the left by 1 point. That was a tight one. All right, thank you for watching.